excellent question. Right now, cuddle therapy is an unregulated industry. And actually, I think there are pros and cons to that. But what that means for you as a client in the practical sense is you need to vet your cuddle therapist. There are some sites out there that don't require any training. Anyone can go on and list themselves as a professional cuddler. And I tend to not recommend those sites because it puts a lot more work on you to do the vetting process. There are sites like Cuddlist, Cuddle Sanctuary, Cuddle Up to Me, or Certified Cuddlers that do vetting, that require certification and training. And I do recommend those sites. So it depends on where you find your professional, the quality that you get. That also depends on how much you're willing to pay. It tends to be the case that people who aren't as good a quality don't charge as much. So I hope that helps answer it. So what I love about this is that you are using your compassion and your time to invest in trying to help other people. That's incredible and amazing. And at 15, I don't think you need to be anything but an empathetic listener, a really supportive friend, and someone who is willing to be there for people. That in of itself is important. That by itself is so valuable. Saying that you're doing the same job as a therapist shows me that you don't fully understand what licensed counselors do. One of the reasons why I don't call myself a licensed counselor and don't make any claims that I am is because I'm not. I'm a cuddle therapist who's been trained in cuddle therapy. And the distinction between the two is really important when people need professional care. You're not providing professional care, and it's important to understand that, right? Thank you. If you've made it this far in my videos, you're awesome. So the fourth thing that I mentioned in my very first video about how to be a cuddle therapist is that you've got to get training. I feel like most people picture professional cuddling or cuddle therapy and just picture two people spooning. And there's so much more to it than that. You have to know how oxytocin impacts both your body and your mind, how it interacts with cortisol. You need to know boundaries inside and out so that not only are you great at setting and holding them, but you also can teach them. Same thing with in-depth concepts of consent. You have to know it and be able to teach it. You also have to be comfortable enough with human sexuality to help people navigate it in a non-shaming way so that you can remain in platonic intimacy, which is key to this work. I could go on. There's so much to learn, and there's no concise way to learn all of that without any training. If you're considering being a cuddle therapist and you don't listen to anything else I say, listen to one thing, and that is never use snuggle buddies. It is a dangerous, harmful company. Don't do it. I didn't mean for my last video to be super cryptic. I said that Snuggle Buddies is a dangerous company, and I stand by that, and here's my explanation for why I say that. Firstly, if you don't know what cuddle therapy is, go watch my other videos because you're gonna be lost. Secondly, this is all from my personal experience, and it's corroborated by hundreds of my colleagues. So here's what I mean. 1, the owner is categorically unstable. 2, you may or may not get paid. He still owes me money, and I know of at least 20 other people who he owes money to that he hasn't paid and won't pay. 3, he encourages practitioners to be assaulted. Yes, that's right. When I informed him that I was not going to be seeing a client who attempted to assault me, he told me to make it right because that was a great customer. You get no training. You get a PDF, which is essentially just an apologist's manifesto on how to keep your customer happy, even if they're trying to abuse you. He purposefully conflates cuddle therapy and sex work frequently, which causes harm to both clients and practitioners and creates an entirely unsafe work environment. Like and comment if you want me to explain more, because there's